Hello everyone, my name is Shivam Kumar. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Salesforce Scenarios. So guys, today we'll be discussing about the second video of this particular series, Salesforce Flow, right? So agenda of today's session is how to create screen flows, how to create a record use screen flows, how to use the screen components, and how to use pick list choice set resources, because there are some kind of record choice set as well, pick list choice set as well in flows. And most important thing is that how to debug a flow, right? Let's say I've created a flow and then I need to run a flow, correct? And then need to check that every value is calculating properly or not, right? Now one more thing is that in this particular scenario, what I'll be taking today is that I'll be creating a record and then redirecting that particular user to the record page after clicking on that particular link, whatever record he have created, right? So the scenario for today meeting is that we have to create a lead record using flow, right? And after creation of the lead record, we have to showcase a success message to the user that lead is created properly, and we'll be giving a link as well to that particular user so that he can be able to go to that particular lead and see the lead. That lead, I'll be typing flows. So there are some core elements in which screen flow is there, record trigger flow is there, schedule trigger flow is there, platform event trigger flow is there, auto launch flow is there, right? So today agenda will be we are creating a screen flow, and the scenario will be we are creating a lead record by using the screen flow in Salesforce. We'll be giving two screens to the particular user so that he can be able to fill the number of fields whatever we'll be adding into the flow to create the lead, right? So let's say I'll be hitting on next. So how do you want to start building? There is one auto layout in beta as well. There's freeform. So today I'll be taking freeform, right? I'll be clicking on freeform. Now I'll be moving into the canvas, right? So in my canvas there are some elements in the toolbox and in the manager, right? In manager, what we do is that we'll be creating new resources, and whatever resources we are creating in between of creation of our flow, you can be able to see all the resources here, right? And in elements there are certain kind of interactions in which we can interact, right? It is very clear with this particular name called interaction, because for sure if you are using a screen, then for sure a user is particularly interacting with that particular screen because he needs to add some information to save that information into my Salesforce system. Same goes with action, and there are subflow as well, in which what we can do is that if we create a particular subflow, then we can use that subflow in different flows as well with kind of same functionality whatever we have added in the subflow, right? Now in my logic statements we have assignment, decisions, loops, collection, sort. So whenever we are doing the use cases of different scenarios, we'll be taking these logical statements as well in a very depth manner. And in our data there are certain kinds of create records, update records, get records, delete records, rollback records as well. So what we are doing is that I'll be using this particular category of data today, that is a create record. And there is a start in the canvas, that is a start of screen flow. If let's say I want to start, I'll be dragging and dropping some kind of screens or some kind of data or some kind of logic assignments, right? Then I need to join that particular flow to run in a very seamless manner, right? So first of all, what I'll be doing is that I'll be dragging and dropping a screen, because what I need to do is that I need to create a user interaction screen in which I'll be adding first name of lead, last name of lead, and company of lead, right? Because in lead, you know that there are certain mandatory fields like company, first name, last name, status. So we'll be taking those mandatory fields, and we'll be taking two more extra fields, whatever it will come in our way, we can be able to take those fields and we can be able to add, right? So there in this particular component of screen we have flow label, pause button, previous button, and finish button, and there are some kind of inputs, right? Address as an input, call script, cancel appointment, checkboxes are there, currency, these all are related to the data types. Whatever data types we want to use, we can use here. Directly email is there, file upload is there, long text area is there, lookup is there, multi-select pick list is there, right? We'll be having certain kind of radio buttons, text, toggle, URL. In display we have the display text and sections as well, right? So today, if let's say I'll be having this flow label, right? So in flow label I need to add the label of this particular flow. Let's say this will be screen 1, right? Because I need to create first screen. If you want to give the description, you can also give the description as well. So I'll be putting that this is screen 1, right? Because you know that for description it will be good if you add the description, because a certain time, if let's say you have created that flow, right, and if another user is debugging that flow, maybe some kind of issue is there, then he can be able to check with the description that what is the purpose of the screen, what is the purpose of this element, or what is the purpose of this resource which we are using, right? So if let's say this is a configuration header there. So if I just click this configuration header, it is show header and show help text. If let's say I will just click on this show help text and I need to add help text, any of the help text here. So I can be able to add the help text right from here, and it can be, we can be able to view from the help text that what is the purpose of this particular field or this particular header, right? So if let's say I'll be going to the configuration footer itself. So you see that in this particular configuration footer we have pause button, previous button and finish button, right? So next or finish button, use the standard label, use a custom label beta, hide next or finish. So if let's say I want to hide next or finish, right, then I can be able to hit on this next or finish. If let's say for previous button I need to use the standard label, because this is the standard label which is edit right now and this particular radio button is checked. Use a custom label beta, right? So we have, for using the custom label beta, what we can do is that we can add the custom button with our own configuration, own label name there. Same goes with pause button and pause confirmation message as well. Use the standard message, we are using the standard message. If you want to add the custom message as well, you can be able to add the custom message as well, right? So what we are doing is that I want to remove this pause button, right? So I'll be just clicking on this particular hide pause button, so automatically it is hidden from this particular configuration. So guys, for this particular configuration footer, what we need to do is that I need to hide the previous button, because I don't need to go to the previous screen. What I need to do is that I need to hide the previous button. So I'll be going for the previous button and hiding the previous button, right? So for next or finish button, I can be able to configure this finish button here, and I'll be putting that use a custom label beta, right? And I'll be entering the value here next, because I need to go to the next screen and hitting on done. So automatically next is there. So you see that this error, because I have enabled this show help text, that's why this error came here. So I'll be disabling this show help text there, right? So that is correct. So now what I need to add two text fields just for the first name and last name. So I'll be dragging and dropping text here. One text is this, and I'll be putting the label as first name. API it will take automatically. If you need to make it require, you can be able to check this checkbox as well, right? And I'll be taking another text from here for adding the last name, right? And if you want to make that field same as required, you can check this checkbox as well, right? So you know that one thing you guys can be able to see is first name and last name are coming. This is on top and this is on bottom, right? But I don't want these to be top and bottom. I want these particular two fields side by side. So what can I do is that to make sure my UI will look beautiful, I will be adding one section. This is the display and I'll be adding section from here. Okay. So this is my empty section. So I can be able to configure the columns from this particular area. So this is the full width, right? So if I need to configure the columns, right? I can be able to add the columns here. So you know that there are two sections which are created, 6 of 12th and 6 of 12th, half of it, right? If I drag and drop those fields above, taking there, one will come here and this one is the empty section here. I'll drag and drop, it will come here. So you know that yes, this particular screen is looking beautiful because first name is there and last name is there. You know that every time we'll be creating some kind of project or some kind of requirement to make sure that user will be hassle-free user. He can be able to add the data in a very extremely good manner, so he can be able to save the record, right? So what I'll be doing here is that I'll be again adding text for adding my company as a field. So I'll be giving the label as company, right? If you make the company as required field, then I can be able to check this checkbox as required, right? So I'll be check this checkbox as required, and you know that this red asterisk is there, right? So we can be able to check that. And there is some set component visibility as well. When to display component, this is always I'll be displaying the components. There are certain conditions as well. All conditions are met, any condition is met or not, custom logic is met. So if you let's say maybe it will be the use case that if we are adding the first name, then only this particular section will be coming. So we can be do like that. Or if let's say we are filling both the two options, then company field will come. We can be do like that as well with this particular section. But now in my use case, I'm not taking this, right? So this is particular screen which we have created, and so I'll be hitting on done, right? So my first screen is created. Now what I need to do is that I need to create the second screen. So what I'll be doing is that I'll be taking second screen here to my canvas, and same goes with the second screen as well. So I need to add the flow label, that is screen 2. Same goes with configuration header and configure footer. What I need to do is that for configure footer, I need to remove the pause button, right? So what I'll be doing is that I'll be hiding the pause button. I'll be not removing the previous and finish button because I need to add these two screen only, right? So previous and finish will be the same. After finishing, I'll be again adding one more screen for showcasing some kind of content to the user that hey user, your particular lead has been created successfully in the system, right? Correct. So in this particular screen, what I'll be adding is that I'll be adding two fields. One is lead source and one is lead status. You guys know that we have certain kind of inputs here, right? This is multi-select pick list is there, and we have pick list value there, right? So what I'll be doing is that for creating the two fields, lead source and lead status, I'll be dragging and dropping the pick list value from here, right? So let's say I'll be making it that lead source as label, so I'll be taking step-by-step direction so that if a beginner is watching this video, he can be able to understand properly that what needs to be done, what is there, right? So what I'll be doing is there is one option there, let user select multiple options. So you know that for lead source we'll be selecting first time, so we'll be hitting this at no itself only, right? So this is a component type pick list. We have not the radio buttons, we have the component types of pick list. So if you need to create the resource, you can be able to create the resource like pick list choice set from here as well, and you can also move to this manager portion as well to need for creating the resource. So I need to create the resource from here. Let's say I'll be selecting new choice resource, and the resource label will be my pick list choice set. API name will be source. Object will be lead, so this comes from the lead object. Data type will be pick list, and what will be the field name? Field name will be source. This is the lead source. So you can sort the order, let it be descending, ascending, or the same thing. So I'll be hitting on this particular done button, so automatically my choice set has been created, right? So now I need to create the another field, take the another field. So same goes with that field as well. I'll be taking pick list because I need to create the status field. So this is lead status. Same goes with the API. Same goes with let user select multiple option. That will be no in my case. I need to create the another choice set from here. That is the pick list choice set. API name will be status. Object will be lead. And my data type will be pick list. Field will be status. And sort order will be, let's say, ascending, descending, or default. I'll be taking the default sort order and heading on done. Alright, so my two sources are all doing is that I'll be hitting on done because my second screen is also created. So what I need to do is that now I need to take the create record as the data because I need to map all the values for creating the record from these two screens, whatever input value I have added in these two screens, right? So let's say I'll be going into create record here on this screen, making the label as create lead. Okay, and how many records to be created? Multiple time one record I'll be creating. How to set the record fields, use separate resources and literal values here, and use all values from a record. So what I'll be doing is that I have some kind of separate resources and literal values in my two screens, so that's why I'm adding this particular option here. Now for which object I need to create the record? I need to create the record for lead. Set field values for the lead, so I'll be setting the values, let's say first name. So there are some kind of global constants you can be also able to select for yes or no, not null. Source, we have created two pick list choice set sources, so for source, lead source and status. Screen components, we are having company, first name, last name, so I'll be matching with the screen component, that is a text which I have created, that is the first name. Okay, I'll be adding again another field, that is I need to map the last name because I have added that on my screen. Same goes with this, so I'll be taking last name from here. Same goes with company. For the company, what I'll be taking company as text, adding one more value here, that is a lead source. So for this particular field lead source, what I'll be taking is that I'll be taking lead source as a pick list from the component itself, so I'll be added this. Okay, so I'll be adding another one more field, that is the status, that is the lead status. So value will be, that goes the same, lead status pick list value, and I'll be hitting on done because I have mapped all the values, right? So this is my create record data element, and this is my screen, this is my screen 1, this is my screen 2. So what I'll be doing is that I need to create third screen. I'll be putting the label as screen 3. Okay, now same goes with the configuration and footer as well. So what I need to remove is that I need to remove the pause button, and I need to make sure that I'll be hiding the previous button as well because that is my last screen. I need to only finish this, right? So for this, what I'll be doing is that I'll be displaying one text, dragging and dropping from the display text here and dragging and dropping on the screen, right? For displaying, what I'll be making is that make sure that put the API as message because I'll be adding the message here. So for inserting a message, I'll be creating some kind of text content. So here what I need to do is that I need to add the username, right? So hi username, I'll be selecting from the insert resource. We have certain kind of global variables here: API, flows, organization, profile, system, users. So I'll be using $user dot first name, so that he can be able to make sure that yes, hey, hi user. I'll be adding the message as well. Your lead has been created successfully. So for lead, I need to take the lead first name as well. So I'll be taking the lead first name, lead last name has been created successfully. Please click on the below link, right? Click on the below link, or maybe you can take that click here to see more. So for that I need to take the lead value as well. For this click here button, I need to make sure that I'll be using this particular link to add the lead link here, right? So what I'll be doing is that I'll be jumping into one of the lead record in my Salesforce org itself, going to the app launcher, going to the lead, because I need to take the lead link from there. Taking the link from here and pasting that, highlighting this click here and going to this particular link URL, adding that particular URL. And but one thing I need to do, you know that it is the highlighted thing is the ID of that particular lead, but I need to make that dynamic. This ID I need to store in a dynamic variable, and then I'll be storing that variable here. So what I'll be doing is that I'll be saving this first, and now what I need to do, I'll be making that screen done. For that I need to jump on the, for creating that particular lead variable guys, I need to go to the create record screen here, and I need to hit on this manual assign variable, okay, and I need to create one variable to store that particular lead. So I'll be creating the new resource and taking the variable and naming the variable as lead ID and selecting the data type as text and hitting on done. Okay, so I have created that particular lead ID and hitting on done, right? So I'll be again jumping into the screen 3 to add that particular resource here on click here. So I'll be going to this particular link URL and adding that as lead ID here, okay, so that it will take automatically the lead ID, right? Hitting on save. So I'll be hitting on done. So my screen 3 is almost ready. So I'll be taking that screen, your lead first name last name has been created successfully. Click here to see more. So I'll be making some kind of instruction, making this particular thing as bold, underlined, whatever you want, you can be able to do that. Here are the color contrast as well, you can be able to select the color contrast, right? So I've checked as green, okay. So I'll be hitting on done. So now the time goes here is I'll be connecting all my screens. This is the screen 1, this is screen 2, this is the create record screen that will create my record, and this is the last screen that will give my success message, okay. So I'll be saving my flow, hitting on save, lead creation, Okay, it will take the flow API as well. In the same sense, I'll be saving my flow. Okay, so hitting on so that is a lead creation flow which is opening as the debug. So I need to run that flow. These are the debug options. Run the latest version of each flow called by the subflow element, show details of what executed, and render flow in lightning routine, and run flow as the another user as well. You can be able to do like the same. So here we have first name, last name, company name, and these are the interviews. It will start whenever we are hitting on next button. Okay. So for debugging the flow, what we are doing is that I'll be adding the first name here as Rahul and last name here as Tyagi. Okay, and company, let it be XYZ, and hitting on next. So we have this green one, first name label, that is run properly, Rahul. Second name, last name as Tyagi, and the company as XYZ. So now we'll be moving into a next screen, that is a lead source and lead status. Lead source will be web and lead status will be open not contacted. Okay, I'll be hitting on next button here. So you know that your lead has been created successfully. Rahul Tyagi has been created successfully, and click here to see more. And you know that hi Shivam, this is the username because I am the username, and this is the create record in the interview, and result is a record is ready to be created when the next screen pause or local action is executed or when the interview is finishes. And this is the lead ID which we are capturing there, and this lead is already created in our system, right? So let's say if I finish this, so I have finished this, so I'll go to the lead, go to the lead tab here, see the recently lead. This is the Rahul Tyagi lead which we have created right now. The details which we have filled is that name, company, source, and the status, and the user lead owner will be Shivam Kumar because I have created that particular lead from my system itself. So again I'll be going to the flow builder, and again I'll be going to debug. Hitting on run again. So now what we'll do today right now is that we'll be adding first name and last name, and for the company we'll be not adding anything, so that I can be able to check that in debug details what is the error we'll be getting, right? Let's say first name will be Amay, it is Raghav, and I'll be not adding anything in company. Hitting on next. So automatically you will see please enter some valid input. Input is not optional, right? So we can be able to check in the same sense that our particular flow is working fine or not. So let's say if I hit on next, so automatically we'll be having the operations created and interviews are running in the parallel itself, right? So yes, our lead is created properly itself, that's not an issue. So let's say taking a lead source as purchase list, and lead status will be working not contacted. I'll hitting on next, and my lead is created automatically, that is Raghav in my system. I'll be hitting on finish. Okay, so I'll be going to my flow builder, activating that flow. What I'll be doing now is that I need to add that particular flow on the home page. So I'll be hitting on the home tab button here. This is my org. So edit the app builder page. So for adding this particular flow, in this standard sections we have flow. So I'll be dragging that flow above and drop there. Okay. So for this flow component, I need to select the flow from here. That is my lead creation flow. So I have selected this flow, and I'll be hitting on save for activating that home page builder. Okay, now going back. So on my home screen, you know that there is a flow which we have created right now, lead creation flow. First name I'll be adding as Shivam. last name is Dhama, company will be ABC, and hitting on next. Lead source will be, let's say it will be coming from the purchase list, and lead status will be, I'll be making at working contacted, and hitting on next. So automatically you see that my successfully message is there, and if I click here on this link, it will redirecting me to the lead which I have created, that is Shivam Dhama, and I'll be going to the details, right? There is a company ABC, lead source, and lead status. Okay, so my lead is created properly, and I'll be hitting on finish button. So automatically my flow is created, and it will go me to the first screen from where I have started. Okay, so now guys, I'll be just adjusting everything in a very short, crisp sense, and again I am reiterating what we have done in our flow. So here we are in the flow, we have created the screen 1, added 2 fields there, that is lead first name, last name, and company. Okay, created another screen in which what we have added lead source, selected the pick list choice set as the resource, and lead status, same goes with the lead status. Now we have created the lead record. We have mapped all the fields here for creating the lead record, and one thing important which we have did for that particular message, hey user, your lead have been created successfully. So for that what we did is that we have created one resource and take that resource as the lead ID here. Okay, and stored. For creating the screen 3, what we did is that hi user dot first name. First what we did is that we have taken the display text here. In display text we have added everything in this particular panel. In this particular panel what we did is that hi $user dot first name, your lead first name last name, that is the lead name, has been created successfully. Click here to see more. We have highlighted, click here and select the link here. In that link what we did is we have added the lead link there. Okay, we have added the lead link there, and in that lead link we have given the lead ID. That is the important thing, because without that particular lead which we are creating right now had not been stored in that particular lead ID. So I'll be hitting on this cancel itself, and that is the last screen. Make it done, and then we have added all these screens, combined all these screens. You know that whatever resources we have created, pick list choice set, screen components, variables, elements we have taken, screens we have taken, everything we can be able to see in manager, so that it will be good for us to check whatever thing we have created, right? So yes, my flow is created, everything is working perfectly fine. So guys, I think so this video is particular basic thing. We have created the lead record. Okay, so what we did is that we have created a lead record, and now in my next video I'll be taking my another video with the same screen flow topic. Okay, and then what we are doing is that we'll be taking one another use case. So up till that, thank you very much guys. Keep subscribing my channel, sharing my channel. Thank you.